stomachs. They usually pretty much can eat anything. It doesn't really faze them.
That's good.
But pit bulls are very sensitive stomachs, and you need to be careful what you feed them because you can make them sick very easily.
Okay, good to know.
Labs are more like mountain goats. You know, they can pretty much eat anything. He used to eat plastic bottles. Let me put it that way. He liked plastic bottles.
Wow.
He'd shred them into little bitty pieces. But his favorite toy was actually an alligator we got him that you put. It was a piece of material and you stuck an empty plastic bottle inside this thing and closed it, and he'd play with that thing for hours on end because he liked to have the crunching sound. You'd be sitting in the house and going crunch, 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 crunch. That was my dog. I miss him though. I had him for 16 years. I got him at 8 weeks old. Yeah. And he just quit. And one day he just quit eating. And the doctor couldn't figure out what was wrong. I couldn't figure out what was wrong. But he was 16. And the vet finally said, right. You know, he just decided he's quit and he won't let you. He was kind of moping around the house. He wouldn't eat. He wouldn't do anything. He's like, he's just gonna. I just give up. And I couldn't trade him. I couldn't trick him. I couldn't even get him to take treats. This is a dog that loves, you know, all sorts of treats, but he wouldn't touch them. He'd just look at me and turn around.
Yeah.
So.
Aww.
It was a sad day. I hated putting. I had him put down. He was 16. The vet actually put him to sleep, but he had lost
Aww.
like 20 pounds in about a month. So there was something seriously wrong. So.
Yeah.
Well, good evening, everybody. Hi, Guillermo. Hi, Patty. Hi, Morgan, Bonnie, Taco, Jennifer, and all the ships at sea. Or all the folks that are listening to us on live stream, Mixler, or on YouTube. I did figure out, Bonnie, you were telling me something about the broadcast was really scratchy. Well, I realized somehow or another it got switched to the internal microphone on my computer rather than my blog mic. So what they were hearing wasn't screened like the mic you hear. So I had to reset all the settings on the broadcast software so that it actually only uses the blog mic, which has got the screen on it and the sound distortion filter and all that other stuff. Well, I'm so glad you guys are here with us today, and I'm so glad you're able to join us. Those of you who are joining us on Mixer or on YouTube or on the podcast, welcome to Grace Baptist Church. Oh, Bonnie's AFK? Away finding quiche? No. No, that'd be AFQ. What'd be AFK? Away from Kentucky. Okay, I believe it. She's probably away from Kentucky. Anyway, welcome, guys. I'm so glad you're able to join us. Welcome, Mary. She's way very far. But if you got your Bibles with you, we're going to be in the book of Luke tonight. For the most part. We may jump around a little bit, but we've got kind of our pre-Christmas service. Now, we're not going to have a Christmas Eve service this year. I know we normally do, but I really didn't even realize that it was a Tuesday night and not a Wednesday night. So we'll have a Christmas Day service on Wednesday. But we won't actually have a Christmas Eve service this year. Unless you guys feel like you would like to come to a Christmas Eve service. And I would be glad to have one, but I just don't know that anybody would know about it. And I'm kind of wondering if I try to do it, if we're going to lose a bunch of people. So if you guys feel like you want a Christmas Eve service and you'd be interested in participating in one, we'll do one on Tuesday night for Christmas Eve, our normal time, 5 p.m. SLT. But that's kind of up to you, and we'll talk about that after service. I haven't really decided to do that yet because, like I said, I really didn't plan for it. So anyway, and that's partly my fault. I just hadn't planned for it. So, you know, we live in a very contentious time, and I think in all the upheaval and crises and difficulties and problems comes the message of Christmas with all its hope and goodwill and cheer. And I think the problem is that we have taken the message of Christmas and we've misapplied and misunderstood it for many years. Especially in the United States. I mean, we've turned Christmas into about Santa Claus and reindeer and elves and all that other stuff. And while there's nothing wrong with any of that, it's not really what Christmas is all about. It's never really been about that. Some think that Christmas is about making money or having shopping or gifts or tinsels, toys, and celebrations. Others think only of Bethlehem or the star in the sky, shepherds in the field, and angels singing. Still others clinically ask, where's this Prince of Peace in a world filled with so much trouble? Well, let me clarify something for you first off. He is the Prince of Peace, but he came to restore peace between God and man, not to bring peace on earth in the sense that you think. It's not the absence of war he came to bring. It came to restore peace between God and man. And I want you to imagine yourself. You're at a birthday party, and you walk in. You get home. Your mom and dad, or whatever, your loved one has thrown you a surprise birthday party. You're so excited. Oh man, we're having a surprise birthday party. Ooh, I've never had one. And so you walk in the door, and there's your loved one, your mom, your dad, your husband, your wife, your best friend, whatever. And they're sitting in the living room, and they're looking at pictures on the coffee table, and they're talking about it. And so you walk over, and they completely ignore you. And they're all looking at your baby pictures. And they're talking about what a cute baby that person was. Oh, isn't he so cute? Wasn't she such a cute girl? And we talk about the baby, and we ignore the person. How would you feel about it? I don't think I feel kind of weird. I came in, and my mom's holding my birthday party, but I'm not invited. Then kind of what we do. We have a birthday party for Jesus, and we don't invite him. We're not interested in having him there. Isn't that what we're tempted to do? To think about Christmas, and we think about Christmas, and it's the baby in the manger. Oh man, that's so cute, and that's so sweet, and it happened so far in the past, and it really doesn't affect my life. Little baby in the manger. Oh, there's no conviction of sin there. There's no requirements at all. It's just a nice story of a baby being born in a manger. And you got the angels show up, and you got the cattle lowing, and you get the stories, and then you add Santa Claus and the reindeer and all the other stuff. And there's nothing threatening about that, is there? There's no conviction in that. There's no concern about whether you're a sinner or not. Let's face it. The baby in the cradle, as long as he stays in the cradle, makes no demands for us. But the real Christmas is much deeper than that. It answers all the great questions and plague the human race. Christmas message is relevant, revolutionary, and reassuring. I believe it can be summed up in 3 words: the cradle, the cross, and coming again, or the crown. Well, first, let's start with the cradle. Now, we know most of that story. We know the book of Luke. On that first Christmas night, the Bible tells us the angel coming to those fearful shepherds and saying, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all people." What is the real meaning of that good news? I bring you great news. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. But what good news is it telling us? That there's a baby in a manger? Is that all that it ends there? No big deal. During World War II, there was a mother who would take her son and try to keep the memory of her father. And they'd take him, and she'd show her son a painting in the living room of the father who was far away. And every day they'd come down and look at the picture so he would remember what his dad looked like. And he would, it would help connect with his father who was away at the war. Finally, one day, the little boy said, "Mom, wouldn't it be great if Dad could just step out of the picture?" Yeah. Wouldn't it be great? But guys, that's what happened with God. He stepped out of the picture. And at Bethlehem, that's where he did it. Incredible, as unbelievable as it may appear to a modern man, the Bible teaches that Jesus Christ was a visitor from outer space. Our first and only alien. He was God incarnate. The virgin-born baby was God in human form. He humbled himself. He took the form of a servant. He made in your likeness and mine. He identified himself with the problems of the human race. And thus it was that the Apostle John wrote in John 1:14 that the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory, glory as of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. Think about that. The baby in the manger. What a difference a baby born in Bethlehem's manger 2,000 years ago makes in our world.